Okay, so what we're going to be doing here is demonstrating the installation of 3mm overlapping glass in the roof of the greenhouse. So just like every other component of the greenhouse, the first thing you do is peel the brown paper off of the sticky foam tape. Generally speaking, in the roof of the greenhouse, the first piece is always 24 by 36 inches. So the glass panel lays right in the gutter of the greenhouse. And as you can see, I'm touching the bar a little bit here and I've got a bit of a gap there. So we can just tug on the frame of the greenhouse. It will flex at this point and get yourself nice and square. So when you're installing 3mm glass, we always recommend using a hand screwdriver as compared to a drill. Cap is tight to the gutter. And just make sure you get that screw right into the track of the bar. You don't obviously want to hit the glass itself. And you want to go snug, plus a bit of a quarter turn from there. And now on this system, when you're installing the caps, you want to put all your screws in, with the exception of the top screw in the cap. So just as before, just drop the glass panel into the gutter and onto the foam tape. You should find on the next panel that it fits a little bit better. You might still have to adjust it a little bit, but you shouldn't have to do it a lot. As you find the more glass you put in, the harder it's going to get to square up the greenhouse, so you want to do it as best you can on those first couple of panes. Once again, cap tight to the gutter. Now on this 3mm glass, we're using 3/4 inch number 8 screws. If you have polycarbonate or different style of glazing anywhere else in the greenhouse, you might have a slightly different size. But for this application, 3/4 inch. Okay, so now that we have our first row of glass and caps in place, we're going to lay in our second row of glass. And what you'll see is that each glass panel overlaps the piece below it by 1/2 inch. And as it overlaps, it rests right on the top of the cap below it. So if you recall, in the first step of glazing the roof, we left the top hole in the lowermost cap open. And now the screw for the next cap is actually going to share that hole, and this will tie our whole overlapping system together. And then snug, plus about 1/4 of a turn. We're going to leave that top hole in the cap open for the next row of glass above it. So just as we did in the first row, we just proceed on to the next bay. Make sure your piece of glass rests on that cap below it. Drop it into place. The caps will share that top hole. Now, every glass greenhouse will come with a glass map telling you exactly which pieces go where. That's row 2. We'll move on to the next one.